Hello guys, welcome to another edition to the bite-sized tutorial series, and in this series we're going to be looking at SASS, which is the perfect extension tool for CSS, so you guys can get to the next level in your programming journey. Alright guys, so we're just going to go over some of the content. So firstly, I just want to stress that this tutorial is for beginners and targeted at those who have never used SASS before or heard about it and would like to implement it in your projects. So what I've done is just break this tutorial down into bite-sized videos where we're going to be learning what SASS is, learning different features of SASS, so things like variables, mixins, partials and more. But before we can do that, there will be a few prerequisites. So I would recommend that you know CSS, particularly the basics of working with CSS selectors and visual rules before taking a look at this tutorial. Now I do have a CSS course which covers the fundamentals of CSS, which is more than enough to know to then take this course. So if you guys are interested in that, please check that out. You will also need to download VS Code for this tutorial, as I will be using an extension on VS Code. So first things first guys, what is SASS? So if you're new to web design, you've probably heard the term floating around, but you might not be quite up to speed with exactly what SASS is and what it does, and whether or not you should be using it. In short, SASS is just a CSS preprocessor which adds special features such as the ones I mentioned, like variables and nested rules and mixins, into regular CSS. The aim essentially is just to make the coding process simpler and more efficient. So let's explore this in a little more detail. So what is a CSS preprocessor? So a CSS preprocessor is a scripting language that pretty much extends CSS by allowing developers to write code in one language, and then this gets compiled into CSS. So SASS is perhaps the most popular preprocessor around right now, but other well-known examples include Less and Stylus. Now the reason we have to do this is because browsers will not understand the code, so once we write it out in SASS, it needs to be translated into CSS, hence the term preprocessor. Now this is going to make more sense in the next video when we look at how to install CSS. But that'll be it for this video guys. If you did like the content, please hit the like button and please consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next video